And after a week of testimony, the defense has officially rested its case in the penalty phase of Markeith Loyd's murder trial. The prosecution's expected rebuttal and how soon until his life will be in the hands of the jury. The judge says jury deliberations could start as early as tomorrow. Thanks for joining us this noon. I'm Bridget Ellison.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. And for Justin Warmoth, the prosecution is seeking the death penalty for the murder of Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton. And News 6's Nadine Yanez is at the Orange County Courthouse. Nadine, what did the defense's testimony look like today?
Well, we've already had a really busy and impactful, emotional day in court this morning. The defense wanting to rest their case, Markeith Loyd coming in early, all fired up. He said he wanted to testify. This was before court even started. His attorneys say that was not going to happen. Instead, their last witness was Markeith Loyd's daughter who took the stand. Let's go ahead and get you inside the courtroom. KIANNA Loyd taking the stand today in a tearful testimony saying that Markeith Loyd was the world's best dad to her. The defense painting him as a loving grandfather, showing notes and pictures and videos of him and his interaction with his granddaughter from inside and out of jail where they're exchanging I love yous. Markeith Loyd crying during this testimony today.
For a long time, he was the closest thing to a dad that Kalia had. And just their bond is just really important and healthy for her. My dad is very important. It's my best friend.
And it was after this tearful testimony that the defense rested their case as they fight for Markeith Loyd's life. Now the state gets to have a rebuttal, specifically in their argument for use of force when Loyd was arrested, where for the first time ever, we're hearing from the officer who kicked Markeith Loyd in the left side of his face. This officer acknowledged he kicked him as hard as he could because when Loyd was crawling out of the house, he had a genuine fear that Loyd might have been armed, considering that he was not paying attention or complying with the commands. This officer choked up, saying that he thought he was going to die when arresting Loyd that night.
I struck Mr. Loyd with my right foot on the left side of his face.
And why did you strike him with your foot on the left side of his face?
Because I believed in my heart that Mr. Loyd was going to either kill myself or one of the other officers.
And you can hear that lieutenant holding back tears. So for context, the defense wants to use the use of force, showing that Orlando police had this hatred towards Loyd going into arresting him. The state now showing that these officers had a genuine fear considering Loyd's violent criminal history. So the state has a couple more witnesses, including how these officers were completely exonerated, investigated, and cleared of any wrongdoing in this arrest. And we could be wrapping this thing up today or early tomorrow. So we'll have more from court coming up in News 6 at 4.